Now let's jump into it. Atlanta Rain. Also going to redo it again. If anyone joined, if you want to do this tier list yourself, you can do !point tier list. And on YouTube, anyone watching the video, you can do the tier list yourself as well in the description below. Atlanta Rain. We have Masa and Iris. See, Masa scares me, but Iris doesn't. Masa was really inconsistent last year, especially near the end. He didn't look as good as normal. I do think this will be hopefully a better season for him. Iris could potentially be a top flex sport player coming into the next season, but I do want to. It's with Atlanta, you know. I really want to put him C because I feel safe putting them there. I do think though I can see myself moving him up to B later. Personally for me, but anything can happen, anything can change. Near the end of last season was really not the greatest main sport player. Iris is coming in, potentially being a top flex sport player, but we need to wait and see when it comes to Iris. Faith and Myunbong. Myunbong is going to play beside a really good main sport player, you know, compared to Halo. Faith is a huge upgrade. They already looked pretty good in the Steel Series tournament, I should say. Faith, honestly, Faith wasn't doing a lot, but like he was healing. That's his job. That's what he needs to do. He's not gonna get a lot of kills. I'm putting him A for now. That's like a placeholder. I could easily move him down though. But Myunbong was still a top flex sport player last season. Looked good in the Steel Series tournament, especially in the Ana. That's his best hero, his Ana. He hits so many good nades. His sleeps are really good. Game changing of a player, I should say, all around the Ana. Then you have Faith coming in, the Brig, the Lucio, the Mercy. Really top main sport player, and especially under Lori and how that teams look all around, I think this will be a really good support duo for sure. Nisha and Faraway1987. See, I'm actually kind of worried about this support duo for me personally, because Evil Top really impressed me in the Shanghai's Masters tournament, and he's on a 2-way now. So I don't know if that's going to work out. Faraway1987 seems more of a solid player, not a top tier player, which is where the huge loss of Molly comes through. So I really want to put these guys C tier for now. I'm not going to put them B tier. I could be wrong about these guys, but like Nisha and Faraway1987, I'm going to be safe and put them C tier. They could easily be B tier though, especially on how the new team looks, but anything can happen with these guys. This could make me want to put Masa and Iris up, but anything can happen. Now we have NYXL and Repel, which if anyone here has not watched the most recent tournament with Dallas Fuel, Seoul, and all the other teams, this was the support duo starting lineup. Repel and NYXL were starting the entire time. I also myself want to see NYXL fielder. I think that is the better support duo, but if we're going to go off what we've already seen, the information we have, it's going to be NYXL Repel. Now, if this was Houston Outlaws, because it is the Houston Outlaws support duo, I would put them C, but now that they're on the Fuel, way better team, way better coaching, I think I'm going to put them up just one tier more. Now, anything can easily change. More scrim time, they see fielder as the better pick. Anything can happen. More scrim time, they could easily go A, easily go S, 100%. NYXL looked like an S tier player at the Fuel when they went against the Seoul Dynasty. Anything could change, like I said. Repel still looked up and down. I would say he looked improved on the Fuel already, but putting him in a safe spot is probably going to be B for now. I don't think they're going to be A or S tier, especially not S tier. Potentially A though. Potentially A. Only part I really worry about. Gangnam Jin and Slime. I think these guys could easily be S tier. Maybe they are S tier. Maybe I'm just sleeping on them right now. But Gangnam Jin is almost Violet level of a flexport player. He really needs to work on those small mistakes to be like a top flexport player. Slime has already proved on the Vancouver Titans he's a good player, but we have not seen that recently of him on the Seoul Dynasty. He was benched all season long. With the new team, with OG, Slime being on this team is really going to upgrade his team, I think. Personally, with his shot calling and how his Lucio play is and his Mercy play is, way better than Chris. Hopefully that's better with Chris. You know, Chris and Slime. Chris was a good shot caller, but Slime comes in. He brings a lot what we had on the Vancouver Titans to this team, and also his shot calling could be better than Chris. So I'm excited to see how they work out. I think Slime's a huge improvement over Chris, absolutely. Guangzhou Charge, Mandu, and Kariv. Is that a B tier? I'm going to put him B because Kariv has proved himself. He has proven himself on the LA Valiant. He had moments on Toronto. Moments, I should say. Not a lot. Did not look the best in Toronto Defiant, but he looked good on the Charge. Kariv and Mandu looked pretty solid in the Nexus Cup. Kariv especially. Kariv looked really good in that tournament. Mandu had moments. I was still not fully impressed with him just yet with the games we saw. I do think, though, when it comes to the Overwatch League, that's why I'll get my full, opinion on him. But Mandu and Kariv, I think, are going to be a definition of a solid support duo coming in the next season. But given more time, they could easily be A tier, though, or S. Then we have the Hangzhou Spark. This was also the support duo they used in the Shanghai's Masters tournament, so I'm going to go off with the information we've got, which is Mika and MCD. Mika has always been an up and down main support player for me. Not fully impressed with him just yet. MCD, he honestly impressed me in the Shanghai's Masters tournament. I think they are going to be B. I bet I could easily see the support duo going down. You still have IDK that can come in over Mika and look good from MCD. You still have Coldus and Mika, which is a Chinese support duo that could work out. Coldus is really good, but we need to wait and see. Spark coaching still meh. I kind of agree on that. So Spark, this support duo could easily fail, is what I'm kind of saying. But right now, I'm going to put him B tier and be safe. Houston Outlaws, Juby and Crimzo. I think these guys are also pretty solid. I don't think they're going to be bad. I don't think they're going to be C. I really don't think so. Crimzo has really proved himself on the field that he was a solid flex support player all around the field. And Juby, what we've seen already of him on scrims, what we've seen, especially a lot of words with him on scrims, not just like one or two people. A lot of people talking about how Juby's a solid main support player. You also see these two doing with each other a lot on stream. I've been watching that a lot. Juby and Crimzo are already like a really good pair, I should say, just from watching their stream. Juby is really good on the main support, I should say. I don't think they're going to be bad. I really don't. I think they're going to be a pretty solid support duo. But I think Juby, Crimzo for me right now, I think I'm going to put them B because they are seeing like a solid support duo all around coming into the Houston Outlaws because Houston has some good parts, I should say. Kelix and Ripa, I'm going to put them C because these guys could be really good with the most recent tournament as well, Steel Series. They looked good, especially Ripa at some points. Kelix at some point. The Kelix honestly looked really good on the Lens Fire. This looked like this could be a really good year for Kelix off of the most recent Steel Series tournament. You have Ripa as well. Looks solid at some points on the Steel Series tournament. I'm going to put him C for now. I think these guys could easily build up a lot to like B. I do not think they're going to be ARS. I don't think that for sure. They could easily go down to the D though. C in the B tier honestly makes me want to put Houston Outlaws down, but anything can happen. But Kelix and Ripa, I'm putting them C for now. They look like they could be a solid part of the Lens Spitfire next season. Anything could change though. Anything can easily change. LA Gladiators chat. I think this is a easy S tier. Easy S tier. Moth is the best main support player in the league. Hands down. Not one of the best, is the best. Then you have Shu, one of the best flex support players all the time since the Guangzhou Charge. Insanely good. Moth, he brings a lot to the Gladiators. He brings a lot to his main support play. You have the Mercy, you have the Lucio, you have the Brig. He can even play Ana. We haven't seen it since Season 1, though, but he can play it. His shot calling is probably the best in the league as well. He brings a lot to the team before a game, in game, after the game. Like, Moth does a lot for this team. He's going to change the Gladiators, honestly. He's going to change this team coming to the Los Angeles Gladiators. Now, Shu brings a lot as well to this team because his flex support play is something else. Very aggressive of a player, I should say. Very aggressive player. His honest top tier is Zen, is Bap. He's going to fit well with Muse. That's what I'm going to say. He's going to fit really well with Muse. He's going to fit well with Space. But Shu and Moth, very different. Shu's very flexible. Moth is kind of like in the middle a lot. But I think they will work really well together because they've worked a little bit with each other in the past. Not a lot, though. Not a lot. I'm pretty sure Scrims already, they're really working well with each other. Closer and Bebe looked really good in the open scrims. I'm going to say it now. They look good. They really impressed me, especially Closer. Like, Closer looked honestly near top tier of a main support player. You can tell he honestly didn't even die that much. His Brig was really good. He didn't play a lot of Lucio Mercy. It was mostly the Brig. Like, these guys are good. Bebe, he still looked up and down, I should say, a lot. But Closer, Bebe, I think what we've heard, especially the coaching, the team they're on, really going to help Closer and Bebe. Closer already has impressed me on the Justice so far. Bebe, I think he needs a little bit more time to improve, but these guys are solid, I should say, all around. I do think it is time to put Houston down one. As much as that hurts, I think Houston may have to go down. I think Crimzo and Juby could easily be B tier or A tier. They have a lot of potential, especially under Junkbug. Absolutely, I do think that. Who's next? Friday and Jonak. I did some research on Friday. He looks good. Jonak, you still have Jonak, who's always an A or S tier flex four player. Goes up and down, especially last season, went up and down a lot. But he's still one of the best flex four players of all time. One of the best. Keep that in mind. Not saying he is one of the best. Friday is something. He's good. He's not bad. I kind of want to put him B though, with what I have seen in my research. I do not think this support duo is on Slime, Gangnam Jin, or Faith Myunbong level just yet. I do not think that. I do think these guys are going to be solid. I need Friday to prove himself though in this next season of the league, but maybe he already has. We've had a lot of good word on him so far when it comes to scrims. He's been really good at the NYXL, but really need to wait and see when it comes to these guys. Jonak's going to be top tier though, I think. Hopefully, even though this team is weaker, but I think Jonak's still going to be a standout on the NYXL. Paris Eternal, Neptuno, and Khan. The thing is, I don't want to put him low because Khan, I already knew coming into the Still series, Khan was going to be good. And Khan looked really good. Neptuno, on the other hand, honestly, I almost didn't feel like Neptuno was there. He had all right beats here and there. I should say better ult usage, I should say, when it comes to Neptuno. I think Khan looked like the best part of Paris Eternal in the Still series. You have Neptuno, who looked all right in the Still series, but Khan was a standout on his BAP. Easily on his BAPs, definitely standout. It could help this team get some wins probably with his BAP play. I'm thinking C probably for right now. Funny Astro and Alarm. Easy S. Thoughts? Easy S. Funny Astro, very aggressive player. Will it work with the new Philadelphia Fusion team? Anything can happen. Anything can happen with the new Philadelphia Fusion. You have Mono and Poco. Anything can happen with these guys. Funny Astro is still one of the best main support players in the league, especially last season. You have Alarm. I think he'll still perform at a high tier level. One of the best Anas, one of the best Zens. Really looked good on the Brig and BAP as well. Very good player. S tier of a support duo. Nothing's going to change with these guys, but with 9K being in there, with Mono Poco being the new tank duo, they may need to calm it down. They may need to calm it down with their aggressive play. FD God and Violet. I say it all the time, but FD Gods are going to change this team. Yes, he does not have the shot calling that Moth brings, but FD God brings this aggressive play style that the Shock may need. Because we already know the Shock needs go by quick, right? I think they want to end up a little bit faster if FD got in that lineup, because his Lucio's really fast, really top tier, really aggressive of player with Violet, who's also very aggressive. Their entire team is aggressive. I'm not going to go one by one. They're a very aggressive team. What FD God brings to that team is more aggressive play styles of his Lucio. Now here's the thing: shot calling. Who's going to be the main shot caller now? Is it going to be Smurf? Is it going to be Choi? Is it going to be a DPS player? That's the only thing I worry about. Maybe FD God is the shot caller. If he is, did not know that. Violet, FD God, going to be a really good support duo, I think, hands down. Especially if Krusty there, Agape, Kasora's going to be really good. Animo and Creative, A tier for now. So we have Animo and Creative, going to be a really good support duo coming into the Seoul Dynasty. Really good, actually. Creative looked top tier in that tournament. Top tier in the Nexus Cup, especially if Animo. They looked really top tier. And I think they will change the Seoul Dynasty a lot. Now, we have to wait and see, with how inconsistent Seoul Dynasty is. I think this will probably be the most consistent part. This will be a consistent part of the Seoul Dynasty. Creative could easily beat a lot of these flex sports beside him and above him. Like, he could easily look better than Violet at some points. Alarm, Shu, easily look better than some of them at some points. Obviously, they're not going to play Gladiators and Shock a lot, but they will be going against the Fusion. That's going to be fun to see. Animo and Creative against Funny Astro, Alarm. That's going to be a support duo we will see clash a lot because they are in the APAC region. So I'm excited to see how they work out. Now we have Lee Jae-gon and Izayaki. Lee Jae-gon brings a lot to the Shanghai Dragons. His aggressive playstyle really helps out their playstyle. We see that happen a lot every game with them. Izayaki, I think, will look even better this next season. I hope, because he had a really good year already, the Shanghai Dragons. He can fix some tiny issues and easily look even better. Easily look even better next season with Fate on the roster, new players on the roster, and also double flex support meta. We have Molly now. And let's see how Molly and Izayaki work out, but I think we'll see Izayaki be the main flex support player. And I think nothing's going to change with these guys. Nothing much really to talk about with them. They're still going to be a top support duo for sure coming in the next season. Then we have Toronto Defiant on Sunjae and Aztec or Lastro. I want to put them B for now. I should change it to Lastro because I think it may be on Sunjae and Lastro, or it could be on Sunjae and Aztec. I think I actually have it on the tier list for the tier maker. It is Lastro, but either way, I would probably put him B tier still. On Sunjae, has always looked like a solid main support player in contenders. Not one of the best, not one of the worst in the league. He's definitely the solid main support player. Then you have Aztec, one of the best flex support players in the league, contenders, I should say. Then you have Lastro, who could start over Aztec because he already has that Overwatch League experience. That probably would be better than Aztec at some points, but it is what the coaching decision has, what we will see. That's up and down a lot. But on Sunjae, Aztec going to be a solid support duo. Nothing much is really going to change there. I do think Lastro has a chance to start. I think Aztec has a chance to start. Anything can happen. Vancouver Titans. This hurts to put Fire this low. It really does. Fire's a good main support player. But Rolf is there. And Rolf is... I always feel so bad saying this. Rolf is straight up probably the worst player in the Overwatch League. But Fire there really helps him bring him up to D. Fire is going to be a pretty all-around solid main support player coming into the next season, I will say. It probably will be brought down by Rolf being there. But Rolf, maybe he'll improve this new team. It feels like a new team with Dalton playing hit scan. You have Taro there playing the flex DPS. You have Shredlock that could look better. Fried, if he plays like his Atlanta Rain days, could look better. Then you have Fire, that's going to be hopefully a really good main support player that plays a good Lucia, that plays a good Mercy. He could play a good Brig. Haven't seen it a lot. I think he does have a BAP, but it's going to be on Rolf mainly. Then you have Rolf, who's... I think he's probably on... he's not the best on... He's definitely on the lower end when it comes to Ana, Zen, BAP all the time. But anything can happen. This support duo could come through and be C or B tier. But as it stands right now, before the season starts, I'm going to put him D tier. Don't have high hopes for this support duo, unfortunately, as much as I love Fire. But that's honestly it for the list. Chat, what's your thoughts here? Also, once again, if you all want to do this tier list yourself, !tier list, and also in the description below. And there you go.